Right. Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. How about it? LSU gets a win. They rally past Texas A&M. Another ugly game, but LSU made the plays late. Eric Gaines, what a finish for him. He was really good. Less than 30 seconds to play. Gaines comes up with the big block. Loose ball. A&M gets a three-point attempt. It's no good. Gaines blocks out half the friggin' defense. LSU got the rebound, would make a couple of free throws. And the thing, Gaines at that point had 4 fouls in the game, y'all. At that point, if he fouls, he's out of the game for the finish and potential overtime. So big play there. Mwani hit the big three to tie it at 64. But man, you're already without Pinson and Days. Eason gets a cramp. A lot of adversity. Neither team was very good offensively, and I don't think it was necessarily a lot to do with the defenses. You had some open looks, and you just had a lot of missed shots in the lane. LSU kept attacking the rim, which is what we've wanted them to do. Like, we've wanted them to go attack the rim because they're not a good jump shooting team. And so they attempted 35 free throws in the game, but man, were they awful at the line last night. And it's so odd because Will has made it such a cornerstone of the program he's built, where two things, we've talked about this a lot, is two stats he always looks at is he wants to win the rebounding battle, and then he wants to make more free throws than the opponent attempts. Well, the way LSU plays this year, that's not likely, but for LSU to be 24-35 from the line, to miss 11 free throws is... Fudge was 0 for 2. Thank God for Eason, who was 8 for 9 from the line. Reid was 1 for 2. Gaines was 9 of 12. He missed his first 2, but thankfully he came on and made 9 of his next 10. So Sharif was 0 for 4 from the line. Murray was 6 for 6. So thanks. The young guys did it, man. Murray had 21 off the bench. Gaines stuffed the stat sheet, 16 points. 6 boards, 3 assists, 4 steals. He had the block at the end. That's a guy who's had to grow up in a big way with Xavier Pinson out. A&M was 9 of 26 from 3. LSU was 6 of 13. I'll take that all day long from LSU. I'll take 6 of 13 all day. 46%, I'll take it. Give me good looks at 3 and attack the rim. Get to the free throw line, but make them. I'll take that all day. All right, let's say some good morning and see what y'all got. There has been a head coaching hire in the NFL. Nathaniel Hackett from Green Bay has been hired by the Broncos. So one job is filled. It'd be interesting to see. And there's an obvious tie there, right? Hackett from Green Bay. There's been a lot of chatter about the possibility of Aaron Rodgers going to Denver this offseason. Well, you take Hackett from Green Bay, the offensive coordinator there, move him over to Denver. Pretty natural tie there with Rodgers if it happens. So, all right, say some good mornings. Kirk Taylor, Brian, a win. Sloppy, but it's a win. It was definitely that. LSU finished with 18 turnovers. 18 turnovers. Ugh. You did out rebound them 38-30. So that was good to see. 18 turnovers. God, were they sloppy too. Craig Duga, basketball school again. Nice loud crowd last night. Jonathan Martin, Bill Schmid, Kelly Presley, Caleb Bernard stopped the bleeding last night. Yeah, they desperately needed it. And y'all, I don't care at all. Not one little bitty iota. Don't care one bit at all what happened Saturday against TCU. Not at all. Zero. If I'd almost rather them not play Pinson and Gaines Pinson and Days another game to give them more rest because of what you have coming up in the SEC with this winnable stretch in the SEC. So be ready for it. It's interesting. They're running SportsCenter's got a like Sean Payton montage running right now. I'll have to go back and watch this later. Anyway, Brian Wynn, Will Wade did a great job coaching yesterday, subbing players in and out like chess pieces. Well, Brian, he was trying to find what lineups would work best. They changed the starting lineup. Fudge, Eason started for the first time. Murray didn't start for the first time. So they started Gaines and Justice Williams and then had Efton Reid and then Eason and Fudge. But man, Murray off the bench giving you 32 minutes was huge. Your leading scorer with 21 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. Those guys picked up the slack in a big way. How about the heat check 3 at the beginning when he banked it in? I mean, sometimes it's going your way. That was probably a sign of what was to come for Murray on the night. Just a weird game, man. Weird, ugly game last night. But you won it, and that's all that matters. Joey Vincent, Val Browning, what's up? Trivia Carter, Brian Pinton, good morning from Kansas, from the Kansas Turnpike. Did a Falcons flop on the ice messed up my elbow. Oh, God. Dude, be careful out there, man. That is not good. Not good at all, bro. Walking on ice ain't nothing nice, man. No Saint, good morning. Brandon, what's up? What's good? Lucky to get the win last night. I don't know if I'd say lucky, but when you out-rebounded them, you had a higher shooting percentage, you made more free throws. I mean, LSU did the right things, but it shouldn't have been as close as it was. Kyle Milliken, ready for baseball. The basketball game was hard to watch till right at the end. Hey, look, Kyle, here's what I'll tell you, man. LSU, this is still the same team that started, was 10-0, 12-0, or didn't lose in the pre-conference. Still a team that beat Kentucky. Still a team that beat Tennessee by double digits. Still the team that went on the road and beat Florida without Xavier Pinson. When they are whole and when they are what they were intended to be, this is a really good team. They just got to get back to that. Cesar Vasquez, morning, Matt. This team is talented and deep. The offensive call and Reef at the end was ridiculous. So I tweeted that the charge against Sharif was ridiculous, and some people pushed back against it. Notably Josh Anderson and Glenn Gilbo on Twitter, but they're two of the most cynical people I know. The defender flopped. That's the hardest part of that. Sharif went straight up, hit a beautiful floater, and he went straight up. His shorts might have grazed the defender, and the defender went flying like he'd been hit by a tercel. I mean, I get it, you're trying to draw the call, but the ref has to be smarter than that. Like, that's the part that I can't get down with. And I know A&M draws a ton of charges Um, it, it's something Buzz Williams preaches, is they try to draw a ton of charges. So you got to be aware of it, you got to be smarter, and the refs have to be smarter than that too. Austin O'Quinn, Wendell Norman, good morning. Good to see Gaines O'Neill and Justice growing up. Tim Gotra, Michael Merritt, any word on Jacoby Matthews? With the Harold Perkins chatter, seems quiet on the Matthews front. I've told you all about Matthews from the get. It's really just, it comes down to NIL. I mean, it really does. He wants to be at LSU. I have no problem saying that at all. Louisiana kid who wants to play at LSU. I mean, a 5-star safety, there's no doubt he wants to be at LSU. But he also, I'm not trying to make any commentary or anything, but his family doesn't have much, and the amount of money that he's being offered from A&M is significant. I don't know how you walk away from it. So hopefully LSU can step up, or the LSU business community can step up. Trey Guy, what's up? Oh, I need Drew over the left shoulder. Okay. Let me get it back for tomorrow. He's behind the door. The cutout of Drew. Did the Saints injury voodoo move up the river to the PMAC? Somebody call a witch doctor. Chad Landry, what's up? Matt, like the non-companion show. We did not do a companion show last night. It was not a companion show. Last night was Nightcap with Scone. The show we do on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock and have since quarantine. So that was not a companion show. That was Nightcap with Scone. There just so happened to be an LSU game on. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be Wednesdays during baseball season when we're doing Nightcap with Scone, and there happens to be an LSU baseball game on. But it's not a companion show. Britt Cantrell, not down on the kid, but Efton is not ready to play at this level. So here's where I'll disagree. Far from a finished product. We'll totally agree on that. And when you have a legit 7-footer, LSU's first basket of the game, as a matter of fact, it was LSU's first basket of the game. Offense was hard to come by early, as you saw. The first basket of the game was Efton Reid on the low block, left side, and he got double teamed. And he was trying to find an outlet, couldn't, ultimately just went up with a baby hook and threw it down. Y'all, there's not many humans on the face of planet Earth that can do that. You know what I mean? Like, he has a skill set that is going to make him a very high NFL draft pick and eventually a very good, long-tenured NBA player. I don't know if it's this year. I would love to see him come back for another year. But the NBA drafts on potential. They look at a skill set and they say, we can work with that. We can mold that skill set with those tools. So, if you take Efton Reid off the bench or off the floor as a 7-footer with all of the ability, the length, who do you put out there? That's really the question. And especially right now with Darius Days injured. When Days is back, you may have that option. Look, you did it at Florida. You put Darius Days down on the block, and you let him go bang with Castellon. So that's an option when Darius Days is back. But you don't have Darius Days right now. So you need size and length, and you need someone to go down on the block and protect the rim and rebound. And Fudge can do that, but you put Fudge and Days, a couple of guys with 7-foot wingspans, it makes it really hard to score around the goal, which is why A&M struggled with it yesterday. But for the kid who had the heat check threes at the beginning, the kid who averages 7 a game, who had 13 in the first half. Henderson, or not Henderson, it was Gordon. At 13 in the first half and hit 3 threes, boom, boom, boom. I mean, God, dog. I mean, it wouldn't have been, LSU would have covered, wouldn't have been close. Jump back over here to Facebook. As always, y'all, shout out to Brock. New year, new career. If you're looking, Brock is hiring. brortho.com, brortho.com, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. We would love it. By the way, if you filed an insurance claim and you have your scope of work, the insurance company is giving you your scope of work paperwork, y'all, that is like a golden ticket. All you have to do is call us with that paperwork. You pick out shingle color, you will have a new roof within 2 to 3 weeks. Done. So give us a shout, hudcoroofing.com. Richie Burt, Arkansas was 8 of 11 free throws at the half. That's good. Henry Gordon Bennett. Morning, Matt. I thought baseball writer on AFR yesterday was a little righteous. It really only a bias against Bonds and Clemens because they absolute best of the PED era. Yeah. You and I agree on that. You're just never going to convince him. But the younger writers are coming around. Todd Harris, Richie Burt. I know you meant Richie. A&M. Jason Horn, Howard Hernandez, Karen Baker. Jason Horn, I don't see Drew. He's behind the door. Robert Martin, is TCU a good team? TCU scored a pretty significant upset last week. Friday we'll delve deeper into the TCU game. They are 13-4. They're 7-2 at home. They beat Iowa State on Saturday, 59-44. They're coached by Jamie Dixon, who obviously is, a really, really good college basketball coach. Won a ton of games during his time at Pitt, where he was there for more than a decade. TCU hired him away, so they're a good team and well coached and all that stuff. Yeah. Couple 0750, couple more minutes. Keith H, good morning. He needs the Hudco hustle. All right, I'll get to it before we're done. Rob Scott, what's up? Chris Nelson, morning, Matt. Brian Kelly has a face-to-face schedule with Arch Manning. How do you feel about our chances to get him? Not good, Chris. Honestly, now I will tell you this. I think with Brian Kelly, the odds increase than they were with Ed Ogeron. Not a knock on Ogeron, but Arch likes Notre Dame. I've still maintained that everything I've heard is if he had to pick today, it would be Texas. Texas, Clemson, Bama are his schools. He also has this sort of affinity for Notre Dame and oddly University of Virginia. His sister attends UVA, and so they love Charlottesville and all that stuff. It's been made abundantly clear that as long as Lane Kiffin is the coach, he's not going to Ole Miss unless something changes dramatically. But apparently Arch's mom is not fond of Lane. So I do not think he ends up at Ole Miss as long as Lane Kiffin's the coach. And Lane Kiffin's going to be the coach. So if I had to guess today, I'd tell you Texas. Idaho, what's up? Good morning from the North Slope of Alaska. Jordan Thomas, what's up? Do you think Kelly saves a few spots for transfers after spring? Yes. Cliff Nelson, what's good? Scott McClendon, good morning. I know the transfer portal this year is needed for survival. Will the portal be used as much next year? No way. Is 85 the number for scholarships? 85 is. I don't know if this is a year where LSU still has a few under 85 as they self-impose penalties, or if last year was the last year. They might be at 83, but they didn't have that many anyway. But yeah, I can almost guarantee you they will not sign double-digit players out of the transfer portal next year. It was out of necessity this year just to field a team with experienced college players so you could go be competitive. Hey, Chris Allen, good morning. Let's see. Ben Giat, hard to watch at times. I feel good for all those young guys putting together a win. Very true. Dustin Cleveland, Ron Ritchie. Who would you like to see the Saints hire? I'm good with Dennis Allen or Eric Bieniemy. I think would probably be my top two. TCU midweek game. No, it's not quite that, but I genuinely don't care if they win it. It is so much more imperative that you win your conference games right now. Brian Geraci, Jonas Melanson. What's timeline on Xavier? I wish I knew Jonas. I didn't hear what Will said after the game. They said he ran a little bit this week. I would say, man, if you can get him back next week for the Ole Miss game, let's roll. Brian Broom, Rodeul, Matt over under 100 homers under. John Ellis, good morning, Matt. Terrell Weil, Jerry DeLucky, Todd Harris. What's your confidence level? Brian Kelly signs these big names. To be clear, I'm not breaking news because I don't know. But just the circumstantial evidence of Harold Perkins decommitting from A&M and his last visit is Baton Rouge tells you what you need to know. It's recruiting. It's 18-year-old high school kids. They can always change their mind. You never know until it's like done, pen to paper. And even then, sometimes it's still not done. But yeah, I mean, I feel good about it. Shelby, 22 days, LFG. I listen to every piece of Jay Johnson media I can find. By the way, Friday, Shelby, tomorrow, is the Jay Johnson season preview. So around lunchtime, it's the media session where he'll go through the whole season. So David Coslin, Todd Harris, if they lose guys to the portal in the spring, can they replace those losses? Only the same numbers apply, right? Only up to 7 over your initial 25. So I think they're already beyond 7 over the 25, or seven transfers. So 7 over the 25, they are beyond it. So no, essentially, they could add players as long as they haven't signed 32 yet. Okay, we're done. Y'all have a great morning. Thanks so much for hanging as always. Appreciate it. Facebook, do me a favor, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button. Shout out to Brock, Hudco. Y'all have a great day. Peace.